Come on, man. Fuck. Yeah. All right. My brother Brian had an incident with a guy in the neighborhood. The guy had owed him money. And Brian was 18 years old when this happened. And he went to go collect his money, and this guy was notorious. The guy's name was Jonell. And the guy was notorious for keeping a gun on him. He was notorious for fucking people over. And this is back in, late 70s, so not everybody had gunplay back then, not everyone. If one guy got a gun in that neighborhood, you knew it.
Yeah.
All right, well, anyway, so Brian went and bought a 38. He didn't want to kill the guy. He didn't want to hurt the guy. He just wanted his money. My brother was, he had his moments. He had his moments with him, but he was still a beautiful human being. And he just wanted his money. He went and knocked on the door, and the guy's wife answered the door, and Brian could see the man walking toward the hallway, and he dipped into an end table. And my brother, being smart, ran out of the yard and took a position, told me, I just want my money. And the guy came with a 357, and Brian popped him. And a crack shot hit him smack dab in the heart, dead center, and dude dipped with his ground. That was in that. So, but I had never seen him in a professional setting. I saw my dad DJ in a professional setting over at White's Inn, over up Fillmore, another family ran joint.
Yeah.
And he had the crowd rocking, bro. And my pop played all the grades. I mean, he played all the grades. Like my dad just had an ear for music, what would make a crowd really move. And the way that he would set it up, his playlist, the way that he would set it up, with him it was more than just doing a top 40 thing, see what songs are popular. It was his set list that made it groove. He just
How did that impact, and how old were you? How did that impact you?
Deeply. It made my music more of an obsession, because I love seeing that reaction from something that you're doing.
Yeah.
It impacted me so well that my side project I aptly named 1016, because that's my mom's address. I can't tell the street, but that's where it all began. Was at that address. My impact on music.
Gotcha.
My love affair. Music has been with me both as entertainment, as a disciplinary action, and as a fallback. It's something I retreat to, like my saving grace.
Sure, it's a crutch for a lot of people, and a saving grace.
I remember I was, once again, still a kid, man, like probably 5, 6 years old, and I had been fucking up at school. All these deal with me fucking up. I had been raising hell in school, and I got sent home. And mom tore my ass up, as moms do. And I fell asleep on the living room floor, man. I was crashed out. And mom woke me up, and on Channel 12 was Janis Joplin at Woodstock.
Oh, shit.
Yep, that was my first, big thing that sunk in me. And I was like, man, and I'm watching this little white chick, welcome, just belting this shit out, bro.
Yeah.
And I didn't move. And then, so now it has my attention. And then later on that night, I saw the man himself. I saw this guy right here, Jimi Hendrix, get up on stage, man, and do things with a guitar I couldn't think would be done. By the way, I'm 6 years old at this point.
Okay.
I'm in kindergarten,
so
bro.
This is a little flashback.
Right.
I think there's a progression, right? I mean, as a kid first discovering things, and as adults we don't realize this is happening, but a kid hears a song on the radio or he sees a music video or something, that's a performer. That's a superstar. That's not me or you or dad or mom. That's them. But then you had musical people in your family, so he got to see music being made by people that you felt equal to.
All the time.
Right. And then fast forward to when you see your dad as a DJ, you get to see him impact the crowd and be a performer kind of equal to the people that we see on TV. Like, there's a progression, and as a child they don't realize they could do that themselves. One
of the major performances that I saw my dad DJ, we gave a dinner to my brother with his issues, with his jail things. Brown was in jail during this time from the killing. And It was across the track where we lived at, and bro, this place was packed. I mean, it was a dinner. It was the first time I actually had to see my dad do a thing at the DJ. And this thing, when you're a kid, I guess it wasn't going on forever, but I was there for about 2 or 3 hours. Everybody was on the dance floor. And I mean, not one person I remember.
Yeah.
Okay, not one time I can remember that the crowd dissipated. And my dad was spinning records. That's all he was doing.
Yeah.
But it was his set list that got motherfuckers moving.
Yeah.
And bruh, he closed out the night. Oh my God. Closed out the night with the end all be all. Closed out the night with the Jackson 5's Who's Loving You? When I met you. Bruh. And this is a slow song, it's a slow blues song, dude, by the Jackson 5. It's an old Smokey Robinson song. Yep. And bruh, people went from, it's a slow song, you think they'd be slow dragging. Fuck no. They had everybody on that dance floor, I would say about maybe 150, 200 people, singing along this record and singing, like belting out.
Yeah.
Oh, and dude, my dad, my pops had some speakers with those TV speakers that he built. Had an 18 at the bottom, 15 to 12 on top. This thing was like this wide, about 5 feet tall. I could hear them over that shit. And I'm behind his disco machine, you know, that's what he called it.
Right.
And if I can find a photo, I'll show it to you. But bruh, that made such an impact. I mean, like, this is what I want to do. Okay, I don't give a fuck if I get paid for it or not. I mean, you know, honestly, my pop's doing pretty well with it, and the crowd loves it.
And this is 12 again?
Let's see, this was in 78. This is in 1978, because my brother had killed a guy in 78.
How old?
5.
5.
5 at the time.
It's hard to keep a 5-year-old's attention span, much less mesmerize them.
Yeah.
You know, unless you're a cartoon or some shit. So, you know,
yeah.
Maybe you were born with the spirit. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, I couldn't help it.
You had it in you already.
I couldn't help it, and a lot of guys I work with in the bands that I work with, they don't really understand my obsession with doing this. You know, I mean, it's not about. With me, it's not about notoriety. It's not about. It's not about getting to that next level, so to speak. It's my literal saving grace. It's my second soul, man. Yeah. You know, and when I watched my dad close out with that Michael Jackson song, with the Jackson 5 song, I had already known that when Michael Jackson that did that, he was my age at the time when he had sung that piece. And I'm watching these people, these grown ass like drunk ass men, you know, walking around hot toddies and shit. Yeah. Belting out the words being sung by a 5-year-old. Right. And I'm trying to sing along, doing a horrible job at it. And Pop tapped me up and shit, man. And I'm watching. At that point, it became my disease, you know. At that point, I wish I could create something that can make people move the way that those people move. Sure. I want my daddy's legacy.